Good evening, good day to everybody in the crypto world. It is 11:59 p.m. Should I just wait just a couple seconds? Midnight, 9/21/2019. Big news for Apollo. You can look at that chart over to the right. This is the future, and this is just my opinion, but it's shared by a lot. You basically have now, with so much going on with Apollo, including what happened yesterday. This is why you saw this spike that went up basically double in volume, which is right off the bat astounding. And the last 24 hours, 37% up. So you're looking at, it was even at one point 40-some% up, because it got up to 0.0012 and change, which I'll show you in a little bit. Now this is just, like I said, the beginning. Why is this the beginning? Because there was an announcement yesterday on Twitter from Steve regarding basically a meeting with the, I'll get into it, one of the ministers of a African country, and very, very good tweet, very successful sounding tweet, along with a new exchange is being announced on Tuesday this coming week, which is a top 10 exchange. So that's going to be big news on itself. Then you also have DEX with atomic swaps and no KYC. Yeah, you hear me sort of chuckling? Because I'm going down this long list, and this is Apollo. You've got this being built over the last year plus, and it's all coming now to fruition. And what that basically means is it's going to go up. The price, you can't, let's put it this way. Apollo's been a sleeping giant for the last year plus, and you've got it sitting right now with so much under its belt of the top tech in the world for crypto and even tech. Okay, sharding done by Apollo on a live database blockchain. Ding dong. Okay, along with the fastest network in the world, 2 seconds, going down to sub-second soon. Beats Ripple XRP, beats a long list. Then when you look on this, and it's not by beating them by much, but guess what? It's the fastest speed in the world. Then you've got the best privacy with IP masking and in their wallet setup. Okay, you have a public option also, so you can go public. It's not a privacy coin / no. It is a coin that has all in one, and that is the key. A fintech powerhouse. Now, when you look at basically where it is right now, it is basically setting up with a bunch of new volume coming in. There's also an airdrop that can, basically adds to this where the volume's coming in, but a lot of this is new buys. The moment that Steve tweeted out that piece, which I'll show you in a minute, that just surged it. And you've got this group of the best devs in the world cranking out the products. So right now with live coin watch for the market, it's down to a degree, but Apollo isn't. Okay, Apollo is 30-some% up. Look at the rest of them. Bitcoin's down 2.28%. Ethereum's down 4%. XRP's down 5%, 4.94. Go down the list. Yep, a red sea of blood. Okay, with Apollo. This is just, like I said, the beginning. It's fair warning to anybody out there. What they did with the ADF group, with a partnership announcement by ADF back in June of this year. ADF is the most influential group in Africa that deals with finance and deals with the heads of states of 54 nations in Africa at the presidential and ministerial level. And what they have done with this partnership, because of Apollo's independent blockchain and endless features, the ADF is endorsing its use and adoption to all the 54 African countries it has relationships with. What does that tell you? Okay, right off the bat, that tells you that this right here, in the offices in South Africa, there is the ADF offices. You Google map it, Google Earth it, check it out, okay? And then in the office building is Apollo Africa, and which is manned by the ADF people. Yep, Steve's there too now in Africa, And he's, of course, there. This gentleman from Lesothos, and if I pronounced it wrong, I apologize. Not good at pronouncing African names. I'll give you that right off the bat. But this minister traveled to South Africa to meet them. And that tells you everything right off the bat there, too. So what you have here is the ADF group and its power and the Apollo setup having the best blockchain in the world. And that basically with the sharding, with the updater which prevents forks. Okay? An all-in-one wallet that has the DEX and private messaging, data storage, a long list. All this is being used by so many people in the world already, but now the governments are going to start using it, and more people around the world are going to get to know Apollo. Build it and they will come, and that's truly what it is. Build it and they will come. This gentleman here, you can see his name. I will not do the disservice of trying to pronounce it, but I'll say he's honorable, and that is the best way to put it. He met, and you'll see the picture of Steve with him shortly. And he is one of the names you're going to hear quite a bit in the next near future with Apollo. They've been working with Zimbabwe. They've been working with a ton. If you look at the roadmap, which we'll get over to that, actually we'll do it right now. When you go to the roadmap and you look down here, Apollo's website, you can see in the second quarter they've got their African tour, which was months ago. Start of Zimbabwe initiative, start of Swaziland. Okay, then you've got the ADF partnership and the new wallet design, which is going to get even better soon with a new UI style setup, user interface to darken the text, make it tough, do a black version, night version, tough. So anyway, first shard, and then you got the Apollo mission, Hermes. Then down here you got Comoros, and don't forget DEX. Fast Apollo is making the speed of the network go from 1 to 2 seconds to sub-second. Say 1/1000. It's less than that. 1/1000. Okay, less than that. Apollo Africa, start of Cameroon, and here you go, right here. Ding dong. So with that country, Steve and they have taken care of business to do a very good start. And then you next have the Zimbabwe Sandbox. Time for a coffee, seizing up. Look to the right over there and see all the African countries. Next up. This is just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's what's the bomb. The sharding event, which had a nice bump for Apollo, and then the market downturn and just people waiting for DEX. It came down a bit, but now it's surging back up again. With the sharding, come down to the bottom of the proof of it. Conclusion. Apollo is confirmed to be the first to accomplish database sharding. Let that be understood. Others are trying to claim it. Apollo did it first. It's all proven on the block number and on the date of the block number that the first sharded block happened. So, okay, that is right there. This is the database after the first shard, and the wallet up to date at block 2,537,801. Take note of the structure and size now. It went from 1.3 GB down to 7 MB. A crazy thing for the pieces. And that's Apollo right there for you. Now, when you look here, the DEX is coming. This beautiful thing that's coming, the white version first, then the UI for the change for the black. So, you know what's a great thing too? Apollo's having votes in the wallet, by the way, is a voting system. Yeah, it's an all-in-one. So on the left-hand side, see all those coins? Okay. Apollo's having a vote, and the votes will be for what the next coins will be in the DEX. That is going to be cool to watch. No doubt about that. Twitter is pounding for all the Apollo knots doing what they're doing. Pounding. When you look at what Apollo has set up for it, they have a decentralized banking network. You can walk in and buy Apollo with cash around the world. They have a merchant network being set up for using Apollo to buy goods. They have a marketplace built into the wallet that I'll show you in a second. That has everything where you can buy with your Apollos and have them delivered to your door. But this Netcoins piece, over 171,000 locations around the world, you can go into and use the system to buy and have the coins deposited to your bank account with a voucher, the FlexPin voucher. That is awesome. That's added to the repertoire of the all-in-one, along with a spend Visa card. When you look at what you can do with the DEX, you're going to be able to take your coins and convert them to the Paxos stablecoin. That stablecoin is built into the DEX of Apollos. Yeah, right there, built in. So all you have to do is take your Apollos and convert them over to Paxos. Easy, in your wallet. Have a coffee, have a Coke, do it up, relax and enjoy. No verification, no KYC. Send to the spend card with a Paxos. Ding dong. Okay, then using the wallet, you have the system set up for the all-in-one. Again, this has to be bolded out soon because it's just a washout look for that setup there, to be honest. But you have the exchange, the dashboard. This dashboard will give you all the information, and does currently, of all the new stuff coming, everything that's up to date. Then you have your easy send and receive Apollo. You have your status. You can start your forging. This right here, they're doing a turbo forging. Turbo. Which is going to let you sit there with your wallet and earn free coins. Now this is a test wallet, so there's no coins right there. But anyway, you can basically, with over 1,000 coins, this is when you can start it. 1,000 coins and have the verified profile, which is basically very simple to do. Set your name in the profile, okay? And then what you have here, and it doesn't have to be your name, any name you want. Set it up. So anyway, you start the forging and the free coins come into your account. They're turbo charging this to make it even better. So you're going to have a better chance of good passive income. The coin's going up in value, guys. This is going to keep adding and adding coins as it does. So there you have that. You also have aliases you can buy and resell. Private messaging to take care of business. Coin shuffling for privacy. The marketplace. Basically with the marketplace, you can take and just at the comfort in your home or wherever, take care of business and do a little shopping. I've used it personally. Indigo Creek Foods with a lot of products. Indigo Creek Foods, some of the best grass-fed beef in the world. Okay, along with sushi and a bunch of other stuff. Barbecue sauces, a long list of tasty totters coming into to you by FedEx on dry ice. Okay, this is Apollo. This is not a store style, setup of shop in a grocery store. And this is Apollo. And of course, you can get a lot more things in there. You have data storage with your file upload. Nobody else has that, and that is time-stamped. The voting system I mentioned earlier in the broadcast. Currency system. You have your asset system. You can issue your own coin. Yeah, your own coin. And that is the bomb. So when you get back to the dashboard, this exchange that's coming, and you'll log into it when you are to use it. This is going to be a new UI, but when it first comes out, this coming week coming at us, this is going to be fully functional. And it's going to be very simple to buy APL and sell APL. And you have ETH built into it and Paxos. What I fully recommend is that you get a Paxos account. The link is down below. It's very easy to do. And remember this, I've said this many times. If you have any questions on Apollo, look at my past videos. Yeah, I've been doing videos on Apollo since April of 2018. So I think I know what I'm talking about. This is something that you have in front of you. That is the future. And that's serious. There's nobody else doing anything like this. It's an all-in-one that is what you want to use and what you want to have behind you. What do you have behind you as you're using the all-in-one? you have this organization that has the best devs in the world, and Steve doing what he's doing in Africa and more of the world for hyperinflation is going to set Apollo into the stratosphere. His announcement on Twitter surged the price. That is something that is telling you something. Africa is going to fire up Apollo into astounding levels because of national currency push. That's why they're in Africa, for national currency. The national currency in the use of their blockchain. And so for cross-border trade and a bunch of other things, it's a massive, endless featured blockchain, which is evolving into a DAG protocol, consensus protocol blockchain next year to be even more technologically advanced with a Apollo cloud, which is ultimate cloud storage. And then you have also TPS going into the multi-millions, over 1 million. Right. This video, you can see the power of Apollo. And that's something that I have known for the last year and a half, that Apollo would eventually take over the market. And with the DEX, so many people are going to use this. So many. The all-in-one. Let me turn down my sound a little bit because it has a Star Wars theme to it. Get back there. Sorry about that. Sticky keyboard setup. So when you do this, good, we're good there. All these features, and you look at all those other coins at the top up there, Apollo blows the doors with a dominance factor all the way. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, then all these, and that's not inclusive of everything. That is some of it. And that tells you what? It's an all-in-one. And the speed blows the doors off of everybody. And that you got to experience that yourself. When you get in your wallet and you send from one wallet to the next, or send from your wallet to an exchange, but why would you now? Because you get the DEX. But anyway, from the currently when you're sending from your Apollo to, like, say, Bitmart or IDEX Pro or System Coin, some of the exchanges that Apollo uses, and prices going up or as we speak. But anyway, you've got that speed that goes normally for, this is normal. For most coins, it takes about 20 minutes. For Apollo, it takes minutes to get over. And then that's because it takes to their exchange. But if you're doing wallet to wallet, it is 1,000, 1,000, done. And that is cool. Apollo is going to the moon and beyond. And why? Because of this and so much more. Steve McCullough, this is the tweet that was put out. I would like to personally thank the Honorable, you betcha, Minister of Technology and Minister of Communications, you betcha, for taking the time to travel, Lesotho, for taking the time to travel. He traveled and met them in South Africa. Yeah. Okay? We are looking forward to applying Apollo's technology to the needs of Lesotho. Think about that. And also, too, as Steve pointed out, what people don't realize is that for every picture we share, there are typically 100s of situations that we can't. Don't believe the few naysayers. Things are moving at a light speed in Africa. We are worlds ahead of any other crypto project in Africa in regard to reach and progress. You are looking at right now a very inexpensive coin that is at the ground floor. When you get into the ground floor of any project, in stocks, anywhere, okay, that you can invest in something that there's a possibility because of its products and its assets that you're going to have a good opportunity, well, guess what? Apollo's showing it. And that is something that you have to understand is to your benefit. I'm not your financial advisor, but when you put everything up in front of you right now, gosh darn, look at that. Good times ahead. That's all I can say. Good times ahead if you're a meat eater. I love ribeyes. The Apollo coin, they're in Africa, the national currency push is legal tender. It's the coin. It's the paper. It's digital. It's something where they're going to be pushing and getting this done. And the first time that that is announced, that is world history. World history. Legal tender out there of a digital currency. In your hand, a bill, coins. Apollo branded, company branded. Company. I should say country branded. The soul of Apollo is out there. The community of Apollo is cranking all over the world. Seriously. All over the world. There's so many new Telegram groups of Nigeria, and go through the whole thing. There's tons. Ukraine, tons. Ooh, big win. Yeah, 777. That's all I can say. Africa's going to heat up and just become the 777. Big wins. It's just, how can I put it? I'm excited because I know where Apollo's going. I saw it back in April of last year and saw what the potential was. But I'll tell you that I've said this in past videos. What I saw in April of last year and pushed through the year, I knew they would be huge. I knew they would be a top 10 coin. But guess what? I had no idea they were pushing into national currency use. None. And this is turning out to be the bomb of anything for any coin. They are cranking Africa, and it's going to make Apollo surge. The decentralized exchange is going to make Apollo surge. People are going to use this because of no KYC, no verification. It truly is time. Sharding is done by Apollo. And when you look at Africa and the agreement with the ADF is making every person that buys Apollo so much better off because they are working for you. They seriously are. They are so excited about Apollo. That's why they signed the agreement. They are so excited. So they are working with Steve to make this happen. And when you have that happen, national currency, blockchain use, Apollo's spotlight. It's on Apollo. That's all there is to it. So ladies and gentlemen, it is 12:21. That was about a 20-minute video. And I could have talked a lot more. Why? Because when you look at Apollo over here, where are you, Apollo? Batman, right there. When you look at this website and you look at their platform, I'm not going to go through every one of them right now, but you can see the dominance to the right side. The all-in-one kicks butt. On the wallet page, you have the Apollo Block Explorer. You can check the blocks. You can also look at the source code. You'll have the availability of the BitFi hardware wallet to get that to store your Apollos later on. But OS 10, Android, iOS, web wallet, Linux, so much available to you. The team, the roadmap, the documents. All this right here sitting for you, ready for you to research and check out. And guess what? The vision for, well, we're not going to look at it right now. Well, I could real fast, real fast. Let's take a look. Is it down yet? Okay, so what you have here, when you check it out yourself, everything is here for Apollo for next year. What their plans are for the DAG protocol called ARKNET. So when you check into it, you can read it. It's actually something that's interesting to read when you get a chance. So that is available to you. When you look at one last thing that I gotta say, it's the most important thing you can think about. They have a fact page. That's not it. They have a technical support page, customer service. That's part of it. They have the fan store. The community is strong for Apollo. You can shop and use your Apollos to buy on the store and other cryptocurrencies. Apollo, like I said, the soul of Apollo around the world. When you see a good investment, when you see the asset and the product value, you get excited. And when you see people are working for you, you get truly excited. And the ADF is working for Apollo and working with Apollo. And guess what? Apollo's devs are building DEX with no KYC, no verification, coming out this week probably. Probably, yes. So, all this is happening, and yeah, did I say it once already? There's a top 10 exchange, one of many new exchanges being announced by Apollo, but a top 10 exchange being announced on Tuesday, this coming week. Can we say that the fires are burning, and here we go? The train is leaving the station, going to the launch pad? Yes. And many, many rockets are being launched? Yes. I'm not a hyper. I'm not a whatever you want to say to you. I'm trying to show you the excitement in something that is real, something that's happening before your eyes, and that is Apollo. Apollo is the news, and I'm excited. I think anybody that gets into Apollo is going to be hugely excited. Coming up, Apollo is going to be the rock star of the crypto world.